Hi bunnies! What would you say if I told you that Uma is actually the true hero of Descendants 2? Uma, daughter of Ursula, is not as evil as many think. In fact, she might really be doing what is best for both Auradon and the Isle of the Lost. Let's dive into the Descendants 2 movie, the junior novel and Mel's Spellbook 2 for proof. 20 years ago, King Beast ordered that all the dead villains should be resurrected and put on the Isle of the Lost with all the living villains from around the world. Since then, everyone who is deemed a villain and their kids haven't had access to fruit, vegetables, clean water or even fresh meat. In Mel's Spellbook 2, Carlos writes, "We didn't grow up with vegetables or fruit." This means that all kids, including Ursula, has since they were born been living on rotten food and everything the fishermen could find in the sea. But as the dome around the isle only gives them a very small space to fish on, it's safe to say that none of the kids have access to enough food. So King Beast and now King Ben is practically starving an island full of people. Like this wasn't enough, there's no real education on the island except for stealing and being the strongest and meanest. There's no way to strive for a better life. The kids basically have no future, no way to make their dreams come true. King Beast has not only created a prison, he has taken away all hope and doomed generation after generation to stay on the island. Also, think about it, how can King Beast judge who are villains and deserve punishment and who don't? Many years ago, he imprisoned Belle's father Maurice in his castle. Based on his own logic, shouldn't King Beast be imprisoned too? From the villain kid's perspective, it makes perfect sense that they want to escape. If you were Uma, wouldn't you try to escape? Try to get revenge on the evil king who has doomed you and your family for eternity? I certainly would. But Uma is not just doing this for herself, she also wants to take care of her crew. After the adventure with the Trident in the book Rise of the Isle of the Lost, the ship's crew became like a family to Uma. They do everything together and they got each other's backs. The pirates and Uma all want freedom, and they all want to have the same opportunities as Mel, Evie, Jay and Carlos who got picked over them. Several times during the Descendants 2 movie, Ben tries to reason with Uma to offer freedom without a need for war. He offers it when he is tied to the mast, during the song number is going down, and again at the end when Uma and Mel are about to fight. Every single time Uma actually listens, but in the end she refuses to take him up on the offer. Let's see why she does this. In the second half of Mel's Spellbook, Uma has hijacked the book and uses it as a diary. She wrote this about Ben. "Maybe he's not as horrible as I thought, but he is still Beast's kid and I still don't trust him." Honestly, why should she trust Ben? His family has been downright evil to all the villains, and she has never really learned trust and love from her own mother either, as Ursula doesn't really care about Uma. Also, we don't know if Ben's offer extended to a pirate crew. Uma would probably never leave Harry, Gil and the rest of the crew behind. She wants freedom for all of them. However, even though Uma didn't take the offer and didn't conquer Auradon, she won anyway. I know this sounds a bit silly, but hear me out. Before the events in Descendants 2, Ben had never been to the Isle of the Lost. This is revealed in the junior novel. Can you believe it? He had never been to the Isle of the Lost, even though he was the one responsible for keeping the villains there after his father. In fact, he completely forgot all about the island because he was so busy being king. But during Ben's time on the Isle of the Lost, and especially during his imprisonment, he truly realized the bad conditions on the isle, and he also learned how the remaining villain kids feel about living there and being left behind. Because of all his experiences in Descendants 2, Ben is now more keen than ever to let villain kids immigrate from the Isle of the Lost to Auradon. In Mel's Spellbook 2, Evie explains that after the cotillion, she became the head of the committee that decided which villain kids would be brought from the Isle to Auradon. And Dizzy was only the first one of the many kids who finally got their freedom. All this wouldn't have happened if Uma didn't kidnap Ben and transformed into an octopus to show how serious she was about wanting to remove the barrier. In my opinion, Uma is basically the saver of the villain kids on the Isle of the Lost, and her torn look in the end of the movie shows that she really wants what is best for the isle, but her pride and distrust of other people is in the way. Instead of attacking Ben, he's right there for the killing in the water, Uma chose to be good and swam away. What do you think about Uma? Is she an evil villain or is she a savior? Please comment below so we can share all our theories. Thank you so much Emily for suggesting this video. I really appreciate it when you bunnies give me suggestions, so keep them coming. This was what I had for you today. Have an amazing day. See you in the next video.